This is Getting On With Life, Biblical Wisdom for Successful Christian Living. And this lesson is Knee-Jerk Justification. Do you have things you do automatically? Just as hitting a knee can make it jerk, there are some things that seem to press our buttons and we react just as automatically. It can be impossible to stop your knee jerking when tapped in the right place. So too, we can have reactions from within us that are uncontrollable. This is quite easy to see with children. There are certain things you can expect a child to do when given certain stimulus. Tell a group of children that something has been broken by someone's foolish actions, and several children will be quick to tell you they didn't do it. Defending self is one of those automatic responses. Maybe that's from fear of getting into trouble, or from pride that we are above doing bad things. Defending self goes further than just saying, "It wasn't me." It can include justifying our wrong actions, such as, "I was only trying to help," or giving excuses, such as, "I thought it was okay to do that," or putting the blame on others, such as, "They told me it was okay to do that." A favorite self-justification from children is, "He hit me first." So how do you respond when someone suggests you've done something wrong? Do you blurt out something to defend yourself? Or do you quickly come with an apology? Are you humble and contrite, or do you defy and rebut the challenge? Knee-jerk justification is that process of denying we are wrong, putting up our excuses, presenting a case that explains why we didn't do wrong, and generally rebutting the suggestion we were wrong at all. It's the very opposite of humility. Mind you, I'm not saying you have to admit you were wrong when you aren't. It's not wrong to explain the facts where relevant. What I am driving at here is that automatic response that gets you justifying yourself instinctively while you may very well be wrong. If you justify yourself automatically, like a knee-jerk reaction, then you are not considering if you are wrong at all. You are not allowing your heart to be challenged, and you are not allowing yourself to discover and admit your faults and get forgiveness, release, and healing where needed. A hasty response is opposite to what God wants from you. Receiving a rebuke or accusation in silence, then giving a considered response, is much wiser than quickly blurting your knee-jerk reaction. James 1:19 says, "So then, my beloved brothers, let everyone be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger." And Proverbs 29:20 says, "Do you see a man who speaks hastily? There is more hope for a fool than for him." If you can be relied on to give a hasty, "It wasn't me" response to a challenge, then you are likely not even considering your actions wisely. What's more, you have learned to be hasty in spirit and to defend yourself without thought. That blocks your heart from learning, and it frustrates the process of you growing in maturity. Taking responsibility is a key to godly maturity. Yet through human history, people have hidden from responsibility. Consider Adam in the garden after eating the forbidden fruit. When God came to visit, Adam and Eve hid themselves. That was an automatic response of fear and shame. What would a person full of godly maturity have done? They could have gone to God, confessed their sin, and admitted they were worthy of judgment. Instead, Adam hid. Then Adam deflected questions about his own actions by blaming Eve. It's so much like what children do. When God challenged Eve, she blamed the serpent. They did not step up and accept responsibility. There was no maturity of character and acceptance of their personal fault. At least, there was no admission of it. They knew in their heart they had done something terribly wrong because they felt the effect of that inside them. God was not fooled by their excuses and justifications. They received full punishment, and we, as their descendants, live with the legacy of their sin, living in a fallen world cursed with death and decay. In my young teens, a friend challenged me to a rock-throwing competition. We stood in a clearing behind my house, and each threw to see whose rock could go the furthest. I don't recall whether mine won because I watched in horror as it landed on a pile of windows my dad, a builder, had put in the backyard. The sound of shattering glass was impressive. In that instant I was stunned. I had caused great loss to my dad. Head hung low, I trudged to the house to tell my father. That was a small step toward developing the habit of readily admitting when I was wrong. Our responses are schooled by what we did the last time. If you allowed a knee-jerk justification, then you trained your brain and heart to do that again. If you held your tongue and faced up to your responsibility, you trained your brain and heart to do that again. If you are still locked in a knee-jerk justification, then you have never begun to break that cycle. You've not learned to take responsibility and face up to your failures. So stop and consider what is going on inside you. You are likely still controlled by fear and pride. You don't want to admit you are less than perfect. You haven't yet faced your fears and accepted the correction you deserve. Wonderfully, when we face up to our mistakes and accept correction, it is often not painful, except to our pride. We can even find ourselves being given honor and respect others don't get, because we face up to our responsibility. Knee-jerk justification is a reaction process that you lose control over. It's dangerous to have any uncontrolled reaction going on inside us. You likely also are quick to accuse others, quick to blame, and quick to get annoyed. If you don't have rule over your own spirit, so you give knee-jerk reactions, then there's likely a wide range of wrong reactions coming out of you. Humbly tell God you have this problem, and call on Him to school you and train you for maturity and to act responsibly. And also ask for wisdom to be able to keep your mouth shut and then respond appropriately, not with a hasty or foolish impulse response. Proverbs 15:28 tells us, "The heart of the righteous considers what to answer, but the mouth of the wicked pours out evil things." And Proverbs 17:28 says, "Even a fool is considered wise if he keeps his mouth shut, and discerning when he holds his tongue." May the Lord do a wonderful work within you to make you wise, mature, and responsible, and to set you free from all impulse responses, including knee-jerk justification. God bless you.